Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's story is an all too familiar story. A woman alleges that she was thrown out of a brewery because she complained about a man in the bathroom. So this video is going viral and it's a family being told that they're free to leave the brewery because the mother claims that she was in the bathroom and a transgender individual who was male was in the bathroom with her and her child. She felt uncomfortable about this, so she brought it up with the manager, and the manager said that it's their policy. They allow people who identify as whatever to go into their bathroom of choice. And once again, we have a woman being thrown out of a woman's bathroom to accommodate a trans-identified male. Take a look.
So what are you asking us to do because a grown man was washing his hands next to me, which I have little kids, but we have no rights. Who has the rights?
I've told you exactly where I stand, and I've told you where our company
So
stands.
we have to leave.
Yes, ma'am.
The trans doesn't have to leave. That was using the women's bathroom. The man doesn't have to leave who made me uncomfortable. What about women's rights? There's no women's rights, only trans rights, right?
I have nothing further to say at this point. I am asking
So why are we
again.
what?
I will reimburse
Why
everything.
won't they leave? Why don't make them leave instead of us?
I will.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Why
So
don't
no
you make them
women's
leave?
rights, only trans rights.
I'm saying, why don't you make them leave instead of us?
At this
Yeah.
point in the situation, there was
So whose situation?
I know.
Our situation or their situation?
We're a family here. We
People
pay
were
money.
harassed in the
Hold
restroom and they-
on. Where are we at? Angel
Well,
City
she felt
Brewery.
uncomfortable too.
but
I
there was
felt
one
very
harassment
uncomfortable.
in the situation, and
That-
at this point,
I feel like if I walk into your restroom, you're used to the restroom. I walk in there. How do you
Sir,
want to feel?
we've discussed the same situation. Again, we're not going to come to terms.
And this is the issue when it comes to trans policies. People will say, oh, what's the big deal? It's how they identify. They're not a pervert. Number one, how do you know the person isn't a pervert? You don't. And this is the problem with these policies. It basically says that men are allowed in women's bathrooms. Yes, it's how they identify, but what does that mean? Because it's not something that you can question. Otherwise, that would be bigotry. If a grown man walks into a woman's bathroom and says he identifies as a woman, you have to believe him. You have to be okay with that. If you have a policy that allows you to enter the bathroom according to your identity, no one can be questioned. That basically opens the door to men, and obviously, even if they do identify as a woman, they're still male. That's not going to change. So women are going to be uncomfortable, and it has taken away the women's bathroom because it's basically open to anybody now. She saw a grown man next to her washing his hands or whatever. That's what she saw. She didn't see another woman. You know why? Because she has eyes. She's there with her kid and she felt uncomfortable. But apparently that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if women feel uncomfortable. It doesn't matter if women feel threatened by having a male in the bathroom. That doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter how it makes you feel.
All that matters is the trans policy and allowing people to identify however they want to identify. And that's, that sounds all lovely. How inclusive, how accommodating. But you know who it isn't accommodating towards? The women who feel uncomfortable. Now, if you're okay with that, you're okay being in a bathroom with a male who identifies as a woman, whatever. If you're okay with that, okay. But guess what? Not every woman is going to be okay with that. In fact, I'm inclined to believe the majority of women are not okay with that. The average woman who you ask on the street, I would think they would say they're not going to be okay with their spaces being taken away, where they can't have spaces that are exclusive for females. I would think the average woman would have an issue with that. And who gets thrown out? The woman. And this is the thing. They have no problem excluding women, just like they do with our sports. They have no problem excluding women from the women's bathroom, from the women's locker room. You have to leave if you're uncomfortable. We're going to treat you like you're the threat. All of a sudden, a mother with her kid isn't wanted in the brewery because they want to make sure that they look out for the man who identifies as a woman. And that's where we're at now, and it's very, very sad. It really is. A mother claims she and her family were kicked out of a Los Angeles brewery after they complained about a trans woman using the female restroom. In a video posted online Sunday, the mother could be seen confronting an employee at Angel City Brewery after she apparently attempted to use the bathroom and found a biological man inside and was told to leave the premises. I have little kids. We have no rights. The unidentified mother laments. So we have to leave, but the trans doesn't have to leave that was using the women's bathroom. The man doesn't have to leave who made me uncomfortable. What about women's rights? There are no women's rights, only trans rights, right? She asks. So the mother then reiterated that she feels very uncomfortable as the female employee apparently went on to get a manager.
People are more aware. I'm gonna have to write
Okay, this is all I want. Why are we being kicked out?
Yeah. Just go.
No, I want this on video so I can make it on TikTok.
You won't make it on TikTok, but it's cool.
I'm already on TikTok.
I love that for you.
So why are we being kicked out on
Because
Angel City?
You were disagreeing with the trans policies that we
I'm
honor
a woman in a restroom where a grown man was in there, so because I don't feel comfortable, I'm disagreeing.
because you disagree with their identity. That's fine.
He has
That's our
balls
policy.
and a
We
penis.
don't. None of this is going to get to any kind of place where we agree.
So he tells her, you're never going to make it on TikTok. Like what? And again, as the manager said, you're getting thrown out because you disagree with somebody's identity. No, she doesn't feel comfortable with a man being in the bathroom with her because it's the women's bathroom. That's never going to change. No matter how much people have this identity pushed on them, that's never going to change. There's always going to be women who aren't going to be comfortable having a male in the bathroom, no matter how he identifies, no matter how he is dressed. Clearly, this person was obviously male. It wasn't like somebody who looks female and, you know, she never noticed. That is enough to make a woman know that she's in the bathroom with a man in no uncertain terms. At that point, the mother notes he has balls and a penis. The confrontation finally seems to end when the female employee says, none of this is going to get to any kind of place where we agree. It is unclear from the videos what the woman may have said before she was kicked out. But Nat Hoy, if I'm pronouncing that right, who claimed to be a relative of the family, said the woman visited the brewery with her child expecting a welcoming environment, but the environment turned out to be quite the opposite. Hoy explained, during her visit, my relative observed a biological man dressed as a woman using the women's restroom. Concerned for the safety and comfort of herself and her child, she politely questioned the staff about the situation, seeking clarification. Rather than addressing her concerns with respect and providing a reasonable explanation, the staff asked her and her child to leave the premises. Wow. This response was not only dismissive but also entirely unacceptable. As paying customers, they deserve to be treated with respect and to have their concerns acknowledged and addressed. And then, obviously, he said he's no longer going to recommend the brewery to his friends. It appears that the brewery prioritizes certain customers over others, disregarding the legitimate concerns of women and families. I hope that the management will reconsider their policies and take steps to ensure that all patrons feel safe and respected while visiting their establishment, I wrote. Until then, I cannot in good conscience recommend Angel City Brewery to others. It's crucial for businesses to handle such situations with sensitivity and fairness, and unfortunately, this was not the case here. And you know what? It is very disheartening when you voice your concerns or just ask about the fact that there's a man in the bathroom. You ask about that and then you're told to leave. Like you're the one who's causing trouble. You're the one, you know, who is disrupting everything and you need to leave. We don't want you here. It's quite disheartening. You're the one who's going to be turned away. You're the one who's going to be asked to leave. It's really sad. And it is giving preferential treatment to certain groups over others. And there is no solution, really. unless they change their policy. That's the only solution. Otherwise, the terms by which you patronize this brewery is sharing your bathroom with males who identify as women. If you want to come to this brewery, you have to be okay with that. And I'm assuming she wasn't aware of this policy. She just went to the bathroom with her kid, and there's a trans-identified male in the bathroom. And if that's the case, if she wasn't aware of their policy, this would have taken her by surprise. So naturally, she comes out and she wants to talk to the staff about this, like, what is going on? And then she just gets asked to leave, allegedly. So I'm going to read some of the comments. Los Angeles is not women-friendly. No city ran by Democrats is woman-friendly. No businesses. The proof is in videos like these. Who wants to tell at Angel City Beer? Trans women are men. Time to Bud Light these people who don't protect women and children. And that's the thing, it's a protection issue. People are not seeming to understand this. Once you say that you can identify as whoever and go to the bathroom according to your identity, that invites any man whatsoever to go into the women's bathroom and not be questioned about it. Women aren't happy about that. That's taking away private spaces, it's taking away privacy, it's taking away protections. That's infringing upon women's rights, whether you want to accept that or not. You can't escape reality, Angel City Brewery. You're not for women's rights. You put men who want to identify as women above actual women, above females. That is as clear as day. Once you know that this is what this business is about, it's better you take your business elsewhere. The mother is right and the restaurant is wrong. There is a reason why men and women's bathrooms are separate. If you have to identify as a woman, that's because you're a man. We're going to see women being the ones getting arrested or being accused of harassment. And that's what the Title IX changes essentially do. They turn it on the woman and say that if you don't go along with someone's identity, as the manager of the brewery said there, you don't believe somebody's identity, you're the aggressor. You're the one who is harassing and bullying. And you're the threat. The woman becomes the threat because she doesn't believe that a man can be a woman. Thank you for standing up for women everywhere, especially in a place they are meant to feel safe and comfortable. I can't believe how they treated you for being uncomfortable where you're supposed to stay safe while going to the bathroom, another wrote. I'm so sorry, this is horrid. The gaslighting is deafening, exactly. While others suggested boycotting the establishment and bombarding it with negative reviews online. And like that commenter said, separate spaces are there for a reason. The people who are most likely to be SA'd are women by men. That is more prevalent. So separate spaces are there for safety purposes. Why is that now all of a sudden something that people don't want to acknowledge anymore? Why does that no longer matter? People are deluding themselves if they think that this is going to end well. And you're not living in reality when you say that somebody's identity trumps their biology. And unfortunately, many of us are going to have to take our business elsewhere and not support these establishments that have no respect for women and will tell the woman to leave because she feels uncomfortable. Like it's a crime to feel uncomfortable. If you do feel uncomfortable, you better keep quiet about it or you're a bigot. This is where we're at now. So good on them for highlighting this story and bringing it to our attention. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe. Take care of yourselves and God willing, I will see you in the next video.